What is going on, guys? My name's Dario. Welcome to another video. And today is it's gonna be a rough one. It's gonna be a brutal one. So yeah, my first high school dance. Have you ever seen like in the movies where like the awkward person just like goes through so many challenges for this one special girl? They get humiliated and they like just get they just get made fun of throughout the process, but at the end of the day, at the end of the movie, they get that person. Well, that was not my case at all. It all started in the summer going into my sophomore year. I was actually considering whether to join cross country or football, and I chose cross country mostly because I wanted to lose weight, and also it just seemed like there's mostly also because there was women there. To be honest,
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
big simp moment, I know. Um, Anyways, so I joined cross country, and in the summer I got to meet all the guys and girls, and I came very close with some of the girls, and they called us the group Dario and his ladies. Now, you might think that's fake, but that's true. Anyways, so throughout the summer, I'm running miles, and I see this pretty girl. I'm like, oh, we're gonna call her. Put on Madison right here, and she's caught my eye. She's pretty fun, at least at the times I've been there. And we have camp. I talk to her even more. She's pretty cool, and so yeah, I just don't think anything else, just because I'm too focused on trying to survive the runs. Once school starts in the fall, they kind of promote the upcoming dance. For us, it was called the Stardust Dance, and they probably announced it like a month or two away. So I'm like, okay, I think I'm gonna ask Madison to the dance, and so I gotta pick up my pace. I gotta find ways to say hi, or not find ways to hi, but try to woo her into coming over to my side so we can go to the date together or the dance together. And at that moment I'm like, yeah, I'm talking to her every day. It's going good. I'm thinking I'm like smooth out of my mind. I'm telling the boys, I'm like, hey boys, Madison, we got it. We're in it. At least we thought we were. And when I look back at it, I'm thinking to myself, I was nowhere near smooth. I was talking about the weather. I was talking about our races and comparing ourselves. Yeah. And then I think the worst of all, I do remember this because it was probably the worst like conversation starter. It was something about like, I don't know how it happened, but I think at one point I asked her if she was on her menstrual cycle,
What?
and right, cause she was like, yeah, blah blah blah, just joking with me because she's a cool person usually, and jokingly I said, oh well, me too.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Yeah, that might have hurt some of you, and that definitely hurt me to this day. So yeah, feel my pain. So, but the boys and the girls were like, yo, you got this. You should go ask her. And so I'm planning, devising a mastermind plan. How am I gonna ask Madison to the dance? It's gotta be. It can't be too big like a prom proposal because the prom is in the spring. So I'm thinking to myself, well, what is she like that I could just do like a small thing? And I think I remember one time she said she loved Pizza Hut, and I'm like, bro, easy. So my idea was that I would write Stardust question mark on a pizza, and that'd be written in pepperonis. And if you don't think I did that, well, I did it. It's a funny thing enough, when I placed in the order, they were like, they were kind of confused, like, because they don't usually get people to say, hey, can you write this or that on the pizza with pepperonis? But when I get there, they're like, "Are you the guy, that I ordered the pizza with the Stardust, written pepperonis?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm the guy." Kind of nervous because what if I think that it's cheesy? Ha, get it, cheesy.
How about new?
But but anyways, all the people are like, "Yeah, you go, man. You got this." There's no way she'll say no. I mean, if she says no, then I don't know. She's just not the right one for you. And that just built up my confidence for what soon would be like a great downfall of my confidence right after. But we usually meet up on Fridays right before the day of the race, and we meet up and basically just carb up. Eat spaghetti, bread. So pizza that's full of carbs. So I'm thinking to myself, she's gonna love it. And so as I'm driving to this place, the plan was that she would be near the door, Madison would be near the door, and then I'd knock, and then one of her friends would be like, "Hey, Madison, can you open the door for us? Open the door for whoever it is." And then she'd open the door, and I'd reveal the pizza. Sounds like a good plan, I think. And that's what happened, at least for the beginning. I knocked on the door. I heard, "Madison, can you get the door, please?" And so she comes to the door. She opens it, and then all of a sudden, she sees me and the pizza. Turns around and just walks away.
This is the worst.
Ladies and gentlemen, that in front of everybody there, the cross country team, their parents, the coaches, saw that happen. And I don't usually get hurt from humiliation, but I was just like, dang. She's just to anybody that would hurt a little bit, just because you're building up all that momentum and people are, cheering you on, like, "Hey, you got this," and then when the thing happens and she doesn't say anything, she just walked away. I was just like, dang. That was a huge confidence, shot in confidence right there. And so it takes a couple minutes for her to come back, because apparently she thought I was asking her to be my girlfriend. Yeah, and so I guess there was a whole miscommunication, but still, even though she literally walked away as she saw me, I'm just like, ouch, that hurt right there. That's when I should have known that was the red flag right there. But I continued. So that night was awkward, and everyone was talking about, "Oh, Dario, that was kind of awkward for you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, that was very awkward." Yes. So that happens, and then a week passes by. The day of the dance comes by, and around this time, I don't have my license yet. It's kind of embarrassing, but so she has to drive. So she's driving a group of couples, I guess if you want to call it couples, group of dates. That's more like it. And we get there, and she just is giving me the coldest shoulder. She's just avoiding me. She's not even close to me. She's just being the worst day possible. And when the slow songs come on, I'm looking for her, I'm like, "Yo, where can I get my date to get my slow dance?" But I never found her. But luckily, her friends, which are my friends as well, they asked me to dance with them. So I'm like, well, I mean, it can't be that bad. So luckily they helped me out with a tough time right there. And funny enough, there's actually a random girl, but I find out that she's actually a year younger than me, but she comes up to me saying, "Hey, I would like to, dance with you and blah, blah, blah. I think you're cool. Do you want to hang out with us or hang out with me?" And to me, I really wanted to say, yes, let's go, because the whole night's been a terrible night for me. I gotta have some fun, whether if she's the one, if she's gonna be like this, I gotta have some fun, right? But of course, me was like, no, I mean, she's taking my date, so I just want to ditch her, which she would do to me eventually later that night. But I was like, I'm sorry, but I have a date. I would if I could, but no. Yeah, towards the end of the night, we got one dance together, and she was just giving me the coldest shoulder ever. Like I'd ask her, questions, trying to start conversations. She'd be like, "No, yes, I don't know," giving me the one simple answers. And I'm like, okay, I get it. Like you didn't want to come to dance with me, but like you don't have to give me the coldest shoulder. You don't have to give me like the worst possible time. And then I'm just like, I'm at that point. I'm like, I'm over it. And if you think that's the worst part, she literally ditches me to go to a friend's house, and she basically says, "Hey, get your own ride." And I'm just like, nice, thanks. I wasn't gonna have to call my parents really. I was really close to, but luckily a friend of mine said, "Hey, bro, if you want to ride with me, I'm glad to like take you home." So yeah, good thing I had a friend there willing to take me home. I rode home with my friend and their other dates that they were with, and so it was pretty awkward just because like I was the only person that was missing his date, and that the date kind of ditched him. So not the best dance, yeah. But then the next day, she actually DMs me. She says something like, "Hey, I'm sorry. That probably wouldn't have been the greatest behavior of me and all that stuff, but." I'm still angry because of all the things that transpired within the past like 24 hours, and so I just say like, oh, it's fine, it's okay. I just say it's fine, it's okay. Yeah, so like, I'm somewhat hinting, I'm kind of mad, but like, I'm not really retaliating. And apparently, when I sent that message, she was really angry. Actually, at first, she didn't even want to send the message. Her friends that I danced with told her saying, "Hey, you were like." Arguably the worst date in the world. You should probably like say something, say sorry or something. And she's like, she didn't even want to send a message in the first place. So, yeah. And then she's like, "Oh, I didn't even want to send a message to him, and like, he doesn't even appreciate it." I'm like, "Yo, you gave me literally the worst time in my high school career. Like, you could have just said no in the first place. You could have said, 'Hey, I don't want to be your dance or date to the dance.' Like that would have made everything a lot better than what transpired at the dance." More of the story. So the first one is obviously like take care of yourself. That was arguably like the worst feeling ever. From her walking away to like her just giving me the cold shoulder at the dance and ditching me. At that, I mean, after the dance happened, I should have just like ignored her and found another date to the other person. But yeah. And the second thing is, like from the last video, your friends are the most important thing. If you did not see, my friends helped me through the progress, through the worst night, and they made it better even though it was the way it was. So I'm glad that they were there. Also, even though that was the worst night, I will definitely 100% that I am glad that I will never ever be able to take it back, because that helped me realize that, what to not to look in a significant other, see the red flags, and teach me some stuff about life, So, yeah. And I just hope you like this video, subscribe, click the notification bell, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. And it might just be as brutal, or I don't know. I have a lot of ideas for the next one. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed my suffering of my first high school dance. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya.